Hey everyone, it's Dan Sparrow. Welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website address for you is theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I always let you guys know, both myself and Don, our favorite type of video content and video creation are inspired by questions we get every single day. At my email address, that's dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. I also get asked questions on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, all that stuff. Today's question is inspired by a question I received from LinkedIn, and I'll keep the person's name anonymous and confidential, but it's a very common question, a very common problem, and it has no real answer. But it's basically, how do you as a research clinic ensure that you get your payments from the sponsor in a timely manner? So let me back up really quick. When we do clinical trials, there's clinical trial agreements or contracts that we sign with the CRO or the drug company. So for instance, South Coast Clinical Trials, we may have a study with PPD, so we'll do a contract with them. They'll actually send us one. And they have payment terms in there, very explicitly written. It's either monthly payments every 30 days based on subject activity, or quarterly payments. I prefer the monthly payments because we're a small company and I like to be able to predict the cash and have more cash on hand rather than have to, front those costs ourselves. So 30-day payments are what you should go for, and they're pretty common. Now the question is, what happens when you agree to like 30-day payment terms, but you're not receiving your payments? Maybe it's been 60 days, maybe it's been 90 days, maybe it's been more. What do you do as a site? What power do you have? And number one, you should communicate with the sponsor or the CRO. Find out who your payment analyst is, call them. Oftentimes they're not able to really give you too much information. You want to talk to the project manager. You also want to talk to your monitor. I've had very good monitors in the past who've gotten involved with escalating our issues up to the project managers and above, people who I did not necessarily have a relationship with, but because of our monitor, our very proactive monitors, we were able to resolve the situations. But definitely you want to escalate the issue right away to whoever's in charge, whether it's project manager, your monitor, the payment analyst, medical director, whomever it may be. Just make sure that they know that you're a small clinic, or maybe you're not a small clinic. Let them know that you have agreed to payment terms and they're not being met. More extreme actions would be not allowing the sponsor to get their data until payment is received. And I've never tried this, but I've heard sites say that they have successfully been able to receive payment within a matter of days after they've threatened to hold out data from the sponsor and not allow their monitors to come into the clinic until the payments were received. So these sound like drastic measures, but they have been used in the past with success. In fact, one site told me that they agreed to 30-day payment terms. It was about 90 days since they've received the payment. They weren't getting anywhere with communicating with the sponsors, so they just told them, you know what? Your monitor's not allowed in our clinic anymore until we get paid. And guess what they told me? Within 2 days, the site received the payment via FedEx. So I'm not saying to go that route. Definitely try to communicate. You don't want to ruin your relationship with the sponsor, but if it reaches that point, if the situation is that bad to where communication doesn't work, you do have the right to withhold data, and you can just tell them, look, we need this money or you can't have your data. We can't afford to have your monitor come in. We can't afford to keep our doors open, things like that. Usually those are exceptions. Usually you want to communicate, have the payment expedited one way or another. They'll usually try to work with you. But if it definitely goes over 90 days, you want to maybe try some of these tactics. And they have worked in the past. Anyways, let me know if you have any other questions. We love hearing from you guys, and we love answering them. It's Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Finally, I don't want to forget our sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor of our show, The first 100 people who sign up and register a profile, it only costs $99 for the whole year. You get mentioned in every video. You get your own page on the clinicaltrialsguru.com. And on top of that, the first 100 people to register become show producers. And show producers get the benefit of me and Don tweeting about them, writing about them on Facebook, sharing their links randomly throughout the day, throughout the week. LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest. We go on Instagram. I'll take snapshots of your research clinic's website and put it on Instagram with links to your clinic. Whatever it may be, I try to promote our producers. We have 5 of them. There's spots for 95 more. And I try to keep it at 100 show producers for the year. It's $99 a year, and let me shout out our current producers. Much thanks to you guys. It's Sarah Elizabeth Siegler. It's Resolve Research Solutions, PTNR out in the Netherlands, Erdhart Clinical Trials at ECR Trials, and Accurate Clinical Trials in Florida. And if you want to get promoted and be a show producer and have your very own guru, clinical trial guru profile page, I'd love to start promoting you guys as well. Just go to the clinicaltrialsguru.com and click register. Thanks a lot, and keep sending your questions. We want to answer more. This is Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.